Hello, it's Tharl here, and today we are back with a new episode for our Crusade Kings to Mount and Blade Warband Anno Domini mod, where we have been playing here as Francis Weston, a Count of England, and we are here just, leveling up our guy here, just so you can sort of see a little bit more about him and everything. The reason why I say see more about him, as you are about to discover, is basically he is in a little bit of a battle, shall we say. A little bit, more than a little bit, to be honest. So, I've managed to have him as, he's fought in some tournaments, he's got a fair bit of money, fair bit of equipment, and now he is part of a war for his lord to be fighting against the Welsh. So, the Welsh, they're across from us. I mean, we outnumber them near enough 10 to 1, so we are in a very good situation against them. But regardless, I am going to be the one who, I'm going to help this fight out. Having seen them up north, well, not north, let's be honest, I'm a northerner. They're in the south, down in Chester. And so here you can see the actual English forces. We're just going to have a bit of a look along their battle lines to see just the amount of mounted forces that they have. The horse, very, very powerful in the actual, in the medieval world. So, we are going to, we're going to charge in. We probably shouldn't, but we're going to anyway. And we are going to see if we can't take somebody out. And apparently we can't. Really should try and work on that actual, charging and the couch damage, pole arms, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes it's not the easiest one to get exactly right, and I do wish that I had my battle size increaser on here, which would be absolutely brilliant to get to see this many people, all fighting. I mean, we have 1,000 men here, and they have, I think it's about 200, so it's 1,200 men here altogether. We could potentially have seen a battle of 1,000 guys, which would be absolutely brilliant to get to see. But, it's not to be, unfortunately. I mean, not that they still stand much of a chance, they're falling very quickly. One of the advantages that the Welsh never quite got was they never had high armour, units, really. They always had quite light guys, you can see here, very much like kilts and things like that, almost, with, the Scottish and the Irish. I mean, the Welsh were very much the same until they were eventually brought under English rule. I've got a brilliant story for how that one happened, which I will probably tell you at some point in the future if you do want to hear it. But coming back to the game though itself, here we are just going to try and actually, take out some more of these guys. Oh god, they are still, they're getting closer to us. We've leveled up to level 10 as well, so we have a bit more experience to be able to spend in some more skills. So with this battle, we're not in too much of a risk ourselves, so we are going to, get nice and deep into that fight. And there we go, the battle is victorious. So there we go, Francis Weston was at the battle, and oh no, it's not done yet apparently. So yeah, well, we are not going to have this, so we are going to have all of my guys follow me. Not for any particular reasons, more than anything, just, to basically make sure that they don't go charging off by themselves. I do believe we have tactics, so they won't automatically go and charge. They will sort of hold a line first and wait for orders rather than just rushing straight in, which is definitely a good thing. When they just rush in, it tends not to go all that well. I really do like some of the knights in this game. I love how, varied they all are. It does feel just how you would actually expect these forces to look, and so I don't quite know why it is that we're waiting here. Why isn't it that we are just going to charge in? We might as well. I mean, well, where are they? I mean, there is this, river that we need to get across for the battle, but if we can get across this river, then they are in a good bit of trouble, and there they are. So yeah, we need to get across this river as quickly as possible and get up there on the other side, I think. So let's try and get up here. Hopefully this won't expose me to too much archer fire though. So yeah, it probably won't. We're far enough away, I think we've got a decent chance of not being hit. And so the two sides here, I mean, they're just facing off against each other, waiting to see what the other one does. Really should have gotten our battle size limiter up. I mean, if we'd have had our full forces against them, well, 250 guys against 70, even if they had, equal tactics, which I suspect they probably don't, they would not have gone very well. So, yeah, we're just going to have to hang back and wait to try and see if they decide what to do. They're looking, they're edging, they're thinking about it, they're considering it. Why are you not charging? You really, really should be. I have no idea in the world why it is that this force does not want to just charge into and absolutely decimate the Welsh forces. I mean, it's probably not the smartest idea, but by the looks of it, they do have a lot of archers. They are going to probably start to pick us up if we're not careful. So, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to get my guys to hold this position. Oh, is that the sound for the charge? I believe that may be. I believe it may be, at least. Is it? I don't know. No, apparently it isn't. So, you know what? We are not going to wait any longer. Oh, it's the sound for them to charge. Right, well then, in that case. And there's one guy down. And so that is how you do it. And so our forces, yep, right, our forces have now charged in, so guys, come on, get into the actual fight. And let's see if we can't take out another guy. I think this guy. Yep, yes, there we go, managed to actually catch him for once. The guy that I was hoping to catch, I managed to. And no, are you trying to run? No, cannot have that. There is nobody going to be allowed to run today. Well, there probably is. Well, actually no, there probably isn't. We massively outnumber them in terms of horses. So, you know, horses equal mobility. Mobility pretty much, you know, well, that's how you're going to win these fights. So, you know, right, let's swing back around, see if we can't take out an extra couple of guys. You will notice that I'm doing a fair bit of damage, to be honest. I have managed to get myself a nice sword. I managed to go down to Pisa and Genova. Down in northern Italy, and managed to fight in a couple more tournaments down there and get myself a fair bit of extra gold. I think I managed to come away with around about 20,000 extra gold from that, and well, with 20,000 gold I was pretty much able to do whatever the hell I wanted, really. So, you know, we're in a really good situation in terms of equipment, which is always nice. I mean, I could always get more, always use having more equipment and better arms and armour, but, you know, we're happy with what we've got from it though. Right, there we go. So, thank you for the help. That is perfectly fine. Oh, this guy. You fought well. You're free to go. And, yep, that is definitely a Welsh name. That is one hell of a Welsh name. And I'm going to take you. Just have another mounted guy more than anything. Men-at-arms. I shall hire you. And, yep, I think that's fine. So, upgrades to men-at-arms. So, let's move them above them. And let's leave that as is. And so there we go, we have managed to take out all these guys. I am going to move back down to London though. I believe there are some other tournaments going on, so I may actually look at trying to get another tournament. They seem to be a very, very good way of actually building up your, you know, actual experience in this game. So, you know, think that, not experience, money in this game. So, not going to be certainly complaining about that. So, trying to have a bit of a decide here of what it is we want to actually do. And I mean, there's a couple of options, but there isn't really anything. Well, there isn't. There's a load of options. There isn't really anything though. One particular thing that I really want to do, though, to be honest. I think I could get up my intelligence. Yes, I'll get up my intelligence. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to get my engineer skill all the way up to 3. I think that I'm going to be an engineer as well for when we do ultimately have to do sieges. Let's just spend those experience and everything on improving our abilities. I do love this map. I really love how detailed it is. It is actually really accurate as well. I mean, I work in a job in real life. I mean, I actually work in something that does require a lot of stuff looking at maps and everything all day, every day, pretty much. So, yep, that is actually, it's reasonably accurate for where the cities they are themselves, which is always really good. And so we'll come back into this, place a bet on myself. 500 dinars. And let's go and smash some skulls and see if we can't win this tournament. I will try a group tournament at some point, honest. I'm not really wanting to risk it until I know I have the equipment to be able to do it. Let's see. Is this going to be the king? Is this going to be Henry again? No, it's not. Oh, it's Longshanks. Longshanks of all people. He is the man who I know who was the one who managed to unify Wales. He is the one who found out a really interesting story about him, actually. He was, to say he was ruthless was, you know, putting it mildly. He wasn't quite like how he is, you know, portrayed in things like Braveheart, but he was an amazing, genius, you know, military leader. He was the guy who did unify Wales, and do you know how he managed to get them to actually agree to it? Well, he basically told them, you know what, I will claim the kingdom of Wales beat them in a war. They went, okay, fine, we'll agree to this. However, they had 2 conditions for surrender. And those 2 conditions were really very simple. That the ruler of... the guy who was going to be labelled as the Prince of Wales, as the rulers of Wales were called princes, not kings. Important distinction there. And basically the condition was that he cannot speak English and that he has to have been born in Wales. That was their thinking was, okay, brilliant, well that means then he'll have to pick a Welsh guy. And so, Longshanks agreed to these demands. Like, yes, I will agree to all of this. I will have somebody who cannot speak English, and I will have somebody who was born in Wales, and I will make them the actual, the Prince of Wales, and give them the title, and they will rule under me. And he completely agreed to this. And they thought, haha, you idiots, yes. And then what he did, he got his eldest son. And he didn't get his eldest son, sorry, I speak that wrongly. He got his wife, who was pregnant with his first unborn child, and basically sent her to go and live in Wales. And she lived in Wales until the Crown Prince was born. And the Crown Prince, he then actually gave him the title of the Prince of Wales. And so he couldn't speak English because, he was a baby, he couldn't speak any language, and he had been born in Wales. He followed all the demands of the Welsh nobles, and like so, he had actually managed to get it so that his son, who then became the actual, King of England later on, and, he also ruled the Welsh throne as well. And so that, very nice, really brilliant way of doing it, and it's actually how we do have now, to this very day, that was 13th century, this is the 21st, so, a fair few centuries later, 8 centuries later, and we still have the tradition of the second in line to the throne is called the Crown Prince, is called the Prince of Wales, the Crown Prince. So, clearly, it, whatever his plan was, it worked, and it stood the test of time. So yeah, that's Longshanks for you a little bit. And a good way to sort of pass the time there, as we were mentioning that, and I earned 2,000, so I earned 7,000. Not terrible there. Let's go to the castle, and go to the feast, and let's see if there isn't any maidens that we can actually, look at maybe trying to win over. Gunhilda, just based on your name I don't want to. Lady Isabel, Lady Christina. And so let's see if there's actually anybody, just definitely not Gunhilda. Definitely not, and I'm not sure what was going on with my game there. Oh, the Archbishop of Canterbury. Lady Diana. Seems, yes, appropriate. And where is he? Edward Longshanks. Let's go and meet Longshanks. I heard that you captured him, but that was chivalrous of you. But chivalry does not win wars. That is very pragmatic of Longshanks. Famous for, being a very pragmatic guy. And so, yeah, there we go. And, the king likes me a little bit more. Henry III. And let's go, and when this game stops, we're going to Quenel. And I would like to dedicate my recent tournament to you. And I must confess myself a bit flattered. May I profess myself your most ardent admirer. And like very much more if I could see more of you. And she is now up to 13, so she is cooperative. That is very good. So I will leave her for the minute though. And I am going to go visit in the tavern, try and see Madame. Oh, yeah, let's not go here. Euro Mercenary Spearman. Yep, there is nobody there really of any interest. So let's go to the marketplace. There is a reason being. I am going to try and see. So 60,000. Wow, that is not cheap to be able to get those. But thick, knightly, that really would improve my equipment. Not likely to happen anytime soon though, so we won't go after that one. We will instead head back, we will leave, and, oh wait, no, I'm getting myself muddled up around there, and let's go back into London. Let's go into the arena, and in the arena, we are going to talk to this guy, and will there be any tournaments? Pisa, Genova, yeah, and Milano. So we are going to head down south, and we are going to try and see if we can't get some more tournaments. So I shall leave it there for today, and we shall pick up again later with how those tournaments do go. if you do enjoy this series, please do be sure to subscribe here at eGen and, get all your notifications for when these are actually coming up. We're going to try and keep away from those mountain bandits as well there. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Tharl here at eGen, and I shall see you next time.